So many network marketers fall in love with a health and wellness product, and then they realize that there's an incredible opportunity to build the lifestyle and income of their dreams. But what happens when you get started and you run out of friends and family to talk to, and what you're doing on social media just isn't quite getting you where you want to be? Well, the truth is, it's probably not your fault. It just takes a little marketing know-how that you may not be getting from anywhere else. So on this podcast, I'm sharing with you the secrets that I've been able to learn from all of my top earner friends and mentors. I'm pulling back the curtain on exactly what it takes to get people excited about the wellness products that you have to offer, to help people improve their lives, and to get you to the rank that you want to be at. My name is Soraya Goddard, and this is Secrets to Marketing Your Wellness MLM. Hey, what's up? It's Soraya here. I wanted to record a little intro to share with you a couple things before I get into the content. Number one, I have been playing around with some new software, and I'm using this program where I can stream multiple places, which is awesome, but the audio is not as great as I want it to be. And don't get me wrong, like, this podcast is not known for its super great audio, but this is not the greatest audio, that it's just not up to my standard. So I wanted to apologize up front and let you know that I didn't want to re-record it because I thought the content was really good, and I tried to make the audio as good as I could, but I will be searching for a better solution in the future, so I hope you forgive me. With that said, I'm going to cut into today's podcast, and it is one of those podcasts where I recorded it on a Facebook Live and translated it into a podcast as well. So you'll hear a little bit of that. But ultimately, to really get the full effect of today's podcast, you need to be following me on Instagram, and you need to be checking out my content there. So if you haven't already, hop on over to Instagram and follow me at Soraya Goddard. In this podcast, I'm going to be talking about a specific post that I made a couple days ago in early March that is all about how to level up your content. And I want you to be able to visually see that. So go follow me there and then enjoy this content. See you soon. Most of you that are probably listening to this are listening to the podcast version of this. And so if you're new to my world, I'm Soraya Goddard. I basically help network marketers build their business on social media, because I have a super big passion for social media as a form of connection and as a way to get to know other people and to use it to really make friends. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I am so excited that you're here. If you are here on the podcast and you're listening to this, then you will know that I really like to teach. That's kind of my thing. Like, I like to do things for myself, learn what works, and then share them with you. That's my passion. If you're coming from Facebook Live world and you know me in real life and you've interacted with me in some way, then I apologize for my long absence, but you'll be seeing more of me because I'm going to be basically doing these dual broadcasts where I am recording them on Facebook Live and publishing them to my podcast. So all that said, if you're on live, please forgive me because I'm probably not going to be interacting on live very much because I am going to be using this for the podcast. So feel free to leave comments and I will react to them and answer them. And I will definitely follow up with you guys after the live broadcast. So what I'm going to talk to you guys today about is something that is, I don't know, it's kind of a big topic, right? So I know that you guys, if you're on here, if you're connected with me through social media in any way, shape, or form, then you are probably either interested in building a network marketing business or you have a network marketing business. Or maybe you're just weirdly watching me from the sidelines build my network marketing business, and that is totally cool too. And if you are that person and you want to know more, then we need to talk. But ultimately, I'm sure that most of you have your own business already by now. And so my goal tonight is to help you figure out what content that you need to be posting on social media to grow your business, because that's really the reason why we're on social media, right? We love connecting with people. We love learning about people, but let's be honest, nobody shows up on social media really, really excited to have a curiosity post or to post about whatever they're doing for the day. Some of you guys might, but the vast majority of you do not get excited about that. You're there to use social media to connect to other human beings so that you can grow your business. And let me be honest with you, I have a private coaching membership. It's called Social Media Sales Secrets. And every single person that I've coached in there, all of my dozens of people that I have coached privately, one-on-one, I've done a little bit of group coaching as well. Every single solitary person in any of those formats has struggled with this at one point, including myself. What do you post on social media in order to connect with other people so you can make sales? And I think that, quite frankly, it's really difficult to wade through all the noise that's out there on social media. There are a lot of people telling you a lot of things to do. You can download 100 different checklists. You can follow 17 million different quote unquote gurus, and they probably all have really good stuff, but ultimately you need to take all of that information, all of the massive amounts of information, and distill that into something that is usable. And so that's what I want to do for you tonight, is to share with you a usable framework of what to post on social media in order to grow your audience, connect with human beings, but ultimately make sales. Like, that's really what you want. If I just want to put a disclaimer in here. If you are someone who is on here and listening or watching to this, and you're like, oh my God, she said make sales, that's kind of crazy, like she's super forward about that. Look, I own a business, and so do you. I own a business. My goal is to make sales. My goal is to transform people's lives through the power of transformation via a sale. And so if people do not have skin in the game, if they do not put money down to make a change in their life, they're not going to get a benefit from it. And so my goal is absolutely to make sales, because I transform people's lives through sales. So if any of that triggered you, if any of that sounded weird to you, if any of that made you uncomfortable, then I would challenge you to stick around here on my Facebook page and on my podcast, because I'm going to be talking more about money mindset. But that's really not the topic today. That was a little bit of a tangent. I want to talk to you about how you can use social media as a way to make more sales. So I'm going to share my screen here for just a second. And I'm going to pull up a graphic that I used. So I think you guys should be able to see this. Hey guys, I'm so glad that you're jumping on. Just so you know, I'm recording this for the podcast, so I'm not going to do a whole lot of interaction today, but thank you so much for being on live. So I'm sharing my screen now, and what you're seeing is a desktop screenshot of my Instagram account. And if you're not following me and interacting with me on Instagram, you're missing out, because quite frankly, that's where I spend most of my time. I'm just an Instagram girl. I love it. It's a lot of fun. Instagram.com/Soraya Goddard, SORAYAGODDARD. So I am showing you right now, if you're watching this on Facebook, basically my latest post on Instagram in your screen. And so this is what I want to go over tonight. And this is a graphic. I've been playing around with sharing more infographics and informational posts in addition to my pictures on Instagram, and it's going over really, really well. But this is my latest post about how to use social media to increase your sales. And so I want to walk you through this and really get an opportunity to explain what I meant by this. And we'll start at the bottom. So this is basically a pyramid, not like, I even hate that word because I don't know, it's just silly, right? But it is, it's a pyramid graphic. And at the base is the most important foundation of how we can use our social media to increase sales. And at the top is things that we can incorporate but are not as important as the stuff on the bottom. So let me start from the bottom. I'm going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things with you today so that we can get you in the mode of content creation. And content creation is the key to attraction marketing. If you are on here and you followed me for any length of time, you understand that what I teach about is to use social media to attract people to you. Now, that doesn't mean that it's automagic. That doesn't mean that you don't actually have to talk to human beings. You absolutely have to make a connection, because sales are made with emotion and personal connection. But you can use social media as a vehicle to do that. And so let's start at the bottom of this graphic and work our way up to the top. So the bottom has the most important things, and it gets a little bit less important, although still important, towards the top. The number one thing that I have at the bottom of this graphic, the base of this pyramid, is the most important thing that you have to get across on social media. And that is to clearly state what problem you solve. Now, I'm gonna like give you guys some truth. Okay. I'm gonna share with you some things that I have observed. There are so many people that I follow, so many of my friends. Some of you guys might even be on here, either listening to the stream or the podcast today. You guys have incredibly curated social media feeds. Like, they're beautiful. You have beautiful photos, you have beautiful pictures, you post inspirational quotes, you have gorgeous graphics that your VA made. You dive deep into stories about your life, you share intimate details about struggles that you've gone through. All that stuff is amazing. But if nobody understands that you have a business and that you can help them with a certain problem, you will not have a business. That's just really the bottom line. Now, how do you do this? How do you clearly state what problem you solve? There's a lot of ways to do that. You can use stories to tell the story of how you transform your life, and you can then overtly state how you can do that for other people. So you can basically say, I had this struggle in my life and I was introduced to a product, a service, an opportunity, and now I am in a better place. And oh, by the way, it can do the same for you. Or, like me, I talk about, hey, I can help you build your network marketing business on social media. And that's the problem that I lead with. The common question, and thank you guys so much for all the comments. Again, if you're just jumping on, I'm actually recording this for a podcast, so I'm going to go back at the end and answer the comments, and I'll answer some of them as we go as well here on the live stream. But ultimately, if you aren't sharing with people what problem that you solve, and you aren't emotionally connecting to them and sharing with them how what you have to offer can make their life better, they're going to be like, oh my God, that's so amazing. Soraya is so awesome. She's so pretty. She's so beautiful. She's got all this great social media stuff going on. But oh, by the way, I'm looking for someone who can help me get more money. And they're going to turn to someone else. And so what you need to do is to be very clear about what you help people with. And so I think I guess I'm trying to say that I think a lot of people miss this completely. I think a lot of people have, like, they share their product and they share a little bit of their story, but they never really get to the part where they say, oh, by the way, I can help you do this too, and maybe even give a call to action. So that is the base. Clearly state what problem you solve. Take a look at all of the things that I'm going to share with you in this podcast and live stream today, and just go back in your social media feed and evaluate, are you actually saying to your audience, however big or small that it is, that you can help them solve a problem? If not, it's time to do that. The next thing, so as we go up this little pyramid graphic, the next thing that you need to have in order to use social media to make sales and grow your business is to show your audience proof that you've helped people before. For most of you, this is going to be pretty simple, and you have this kind of data, you have this, testimonials, you have screenshots of people that you've helped in the past, but you forget to share them. And I am preaching to you as much as I am preaching to myself, because quite frankly, I don't do the greatest job of this. I've been better lately. I do this a lot on Instagram stories, but I don't really do it at all on Facebook. So my pledge to you publicly, and I want you guys to hold me accountable, is that I need to do more of this as well. But ultimately, you have already told your audience, ideally, that you are helping them solve a problem, right? You're helping them get skinnier, feel more confident, or have a better relationship with their spouse, feel like they're a better mom, show up more confidently at work through the transformation that they get of, through makeup or skincare, or whatever it is that you're selling. You're selling some sort of a transformation. So you've already told them that you could do that, but ultimately you want to also then reinforce that by sharing testimonials. And so testimonials can be a lot of different things. Some of you are in network marketing companies where those testimonials are very tightly controlled. There's not much I can do to help you with that. But for those of you who have a little bit more leeway with your testimonials, which is most companies, you have the opportunity to share how you've impacted other people. There is a reason why all of us look on Amazon at the reviews before we buy something. It's because we want to know that it has worked for somebody else. I was just today looking at some terribly, I'm embarrassed to even say, some terrible dress on Amazon that I know is like fast fashion and I shouldn't buy it, but it looked really cute. And the first thing that I did is I looked at the testimonials and the reviews, right? The reviews, AKA testimonials, to see, did real people buy this? Did it actually work for them? And did they like it? Because we as human beings want to know that if it worked for you, it can also work for me. Share that. Share the things that your teammates share with you. Screenshot them, block out the names, ask for permission, and share all of that. Better yet, you can go so far as to interview your teammates, interview your clients, interview the people that you have helped transform. And just, it doesn't have to be anything great. It doesn't have to be produced in any way. Just share with them some really cool ways that you've helped them and that you can help other people. So again, the number 2 tip that I have for you to make sales on social media is to show your audience proof that you have helped people before. Now, I mentioned very quickly that I do a lot of this on Instagram stories. It's a very easy way to do it. You can basically make templates, you can upload all your testimonials, screenshots of them, things like that, and then save them and reuse them over and over and over. So if you're an Instagram person, I highly recommend that. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys. You guys are, you're putting so many good things in the comments. So thank you for your love. I really appreciate it. The number 3 thing that I think you need to have in order to make sales and increase sales on social media is to tell your story and share your journey. Okay, let me out myself here. This is the one thing that I have had the hardest time doing, is telling my story and sharing my journey. Some of you guys know that I'm still active duty in the Army. And so for the last, I don't know, 18 or so years before I really got comfortable with social media, it was very much a culture of my career to not share about my personal life and to not be vulnerable, because that was a sign of weakness. And that was a sign of maybe a less strong leader. What I have come to realize, though, is that is absolutely the farthest thing from the truth. And that when you're open with people and you share your heart and you share the way that you have overcome challenges, people can relate to you and they see that you are just like them. And that's ultimately what we're striving for on social media, especially if you're in network marketing, is to see, I am like you are like me. I see you, I see your struggles. We might not be exactly the same, but generally we have both traveled through the same pitfalls, and we will also be able to rise to the top of the mountain together. Like, that's what you want to convey on social media, genuinely. And so in order to really connect with your audience, you have to make sure that you tell your story and share your journey, no matter how uncomfortable it is. Now, am I saying here that you have to share your deepest, darkest secrets? No, absolutely not. What I'm saying is that you should be telling your story. Taylor Thompson, my dear friend, and I know a lot of you guys are on here from her She Network, and lovely, lovely to see you guys all on here. Taylor is the master of helping people share their story. She has coached me a lot. And let me just give you a very short version of my story before I go on here. I joined network marketing as a product user and had no idea there was a business attached to it. Ultimately, though, as soon as I understood that there was a business, I had already gotten tons of results with my product, tons and tons of results with my product. They helped me with my hormones, helped me with sleep, helped me with skincare, helped me with energy, helped me with confidence, like you name it. I could list a million things. But I wasn't looking for a business. And it wasn't until my upline, which I didn't even know was called an upline, asked me if I would be interested in sharing with other people. I didn't know that you could make money, like serious money. I didn't know that there was a whole world of personal development and camaraderie and friendship and love. But once my upline taught me just a little bit and showed me how to do that, it was very easy for me to see the potential. And I went from not knowing that network marketing was a thing to immediately understanding that if I could build my network marketing on the side of my career, that when I wanted to take a break and when I wanted to leave the Army, that I would walk into a ready-made business, a ready-made stream of income, and something that I could stay at home and spend the time with my family, my husband, my dog, that I hadn't been able to do for the last 20 years. And so that's huge to me. Like, for any of you with demanding careers, you understand how big of a deal that is. The idea that you have to like toil away at work and not see your family, like, although you may be super fulfilled in your career, it's sometimes still really difficult. Like, it can be right? It can be amazing and really difficult at the same time. And that's where I'm at. And so I knew instantly that network marketing was the solution. And so here I am now, 4 years later, I've built a brand and a business and all sorts of stuff that has given me the ability that when I want to walk away from the army, I can do it. And I'm still enjoying a successful career. So I'm still in it right now, but I have the freedom to know that I don't have to search for a job when I go and I put my retirement packet in, whenever that is. And that is just the best feeling in the world. Oh, by the way, the network marketing community gives me so much fulfillment in a way that I never thought that I was even lacking. It gives me community. It gives me personal development. It gives me a way to give back to other people, so on and so forth. So that's my story in a nutshell. What is your story? What is the thing that you're conveying to your audience where you are showing that you have gone through some sort of struggle and you've come out the other end? A lot of you guys fight me on this, not necessarily overtly, but a lot of you guys give me feedback that you're frustrated and you don't know how to tell your story. I've got some podcasts here. So search my podcast for story and you'll find some podcasts about how exactly to tell your story. Or if you really want, dive into Social Media Sales Secrets, which is my paid membership, and you can get all the training you need. I do one live training a week, including on how to tell your story and how to use your story to make sales. But you should be telling your story at every single possible moment. Okay, next on this graphic is to share your core message and vision. Share your core message and vision. Now, this is different from your story. Your story is really the root of who you are. Your core message and vision is why you're using your story, why you're using your platform to show up to help other people. Sharing your core message, whatever that is going to take the story from, hey, my name is Soraya and I've been able to do this, to my name is Soraya and I've been able to do this. And oh, by the way, I want to help you do this as well. So it's taking it just a little bit further. It's, again, getting back to the emotional connection. I have a vision, me personally, right now, I have a vision that I can build a team that is full of women who are, quite frankly, looking for more family time. Like, they're looking for more family time. They're well accomplished, well educated, very confident in what they do from a career standpoint, but they feel like they are lacking the emotional connection that they want in their life. And so that is a huge driver for me. What is a driver for you? What is it that you want to do? Share that. Are you sharing that on social media? Are you sharing that on Facebook? Are you sharing that on Instagram? Are you sharing that on all the platforms that you have? If not, talk about it. Like, really talk about it and get vulnerable, because people will relate. And what's even crazier is that people who are going to watch your stuff and never even comment are going to, they're going to be transformed by this. They're going to be transformed by this. And I know that because I get messages from people who I haven't talked to for 15 years, and they show up and they say, oh my God, what you said about having a career and not having enough time with your family, it resonates so much with me. Hey, tell me a little bit more about what you're doing right now. I get those messages often. And so if you show up and share your core message, whatever that is, and your vision, either for yourself, your team, etc., that will help you on social media. And then the last thing, now there's a reason why I saved this for last. Document your day, your life, and your family. I'm going to take a pretty radical position right now and say that most trainers on social media, whether they're training you on network marketing or not, start with this. They don't end with this. They start with documenting your day, your life, and your family. And a lot of times people will assume that that just means that you just need to show up on camera and people will buy your stuff. Some of you know, because you have been showing up on camera and documenting your life, your day, and your family, that it's just not that simple. And so people come to me and they're like, hey, I share what I do. I share behind the scenes of stuff, and I don't understand why I'm not making sales. And so I would say to them, hey, do you have the rest of this graphic? Like, do you have the rest of this pyramid? Are you sharing what problem you solve? Are you sharing how you've helped people in the past? Are you sharing your story and your journey? Are you sharing your core mission and your vision? Oh, by the way, then are you sharing the documentation of your day? It doesn't have to be everything too. Like, I have made the analogy in the past that social media is kind of like a reality TV show, but ultimately the cool thing is you're the director or the producer or whatever of that reality TV show. And then you don't have to show everything. Like, you don't have to show the parts where you just don't feel comfortable putting that out into the world. if you want to, that's great. But I'm saying that you don't have to feel like you always have to be on camera and that you always have to be connecting with people in order to document your day. You can document parts of your day, you can document snippets, you can document a little bit here and there, and that's totally fine. But I would argue that this is probably the last thing you need to be doing after you've made it very clear that you are solving problems for people, that you've been able to do it before, and you're going somewhere and you want people to come with you. So, again, all of this is really to share with you that I think, I, I don't know, I guess ultimately I just hope that this checklist of things will help you start to review your own social media. Take a look at your Instagram, take a look at your LinkedIn, take a look at your TikTok, take a look at your Instagram, whatever it is, whatever platform you're on. See if you check the block on all of these items, because if you don't, then it's probably time to go back and really do that and start at the bottom of this graphic and work your way to the top, to the point where after you've shared with people what problem you solved, how you've helped people before, your story and what brought you here, where you're going with your vision and mission, and then a little bit about your day in and out, that is when you're going to be able to see people really respond to your social media. So I hope that that helped you guys. If you have any questions, I would really encourage you to jump into Social Media Sales Secrets. I mentioned it a little bit earlier in this podcast, but it is my paid membership group. It is a very low cost that everyone can afford if they're serious about growing their business and they're serious about doing that on social media. So I would challenge you to come in the group. Basically, I do a live training every single week on a different topic that comes from member suggestions. And then all of those live streams, all of those trainings, one per week, they're all categorized in a membership where you can have access to. So if you know that you need help with crafting your story, you can jump in the membership and go straight to the trainings that help you with that. If you know that you need help specifically with Instagram, I have every single month reviewed a couple Instagram profiles and given everybody feedback on what to do to level up their Instagram. You can dive in and watch hours and hours of that content. I've done overt trainings on how to level up your Instagram for 2020, which was one of the best received trainings that I've done. So lots of good stuff in there, but I cover the entire range of things. I talk about how to DM people without being sales or spammy. I've got trainings in there on how to nail your niche. So if you're showing up and you're not quite sure what kind of content, like very specific content to show up and produce, then that training will really help. Lots of good stuff in there. And I just love people who want to level up on social media and who are really interested in doing that with me. So jump on in, and that URL is www.socialmediasalessecrets.com. I would love to have you in there. But I hope that this helped, and I'd love to hear some feedback from you guys on whether or not that this is helpful for you. I know it's a little bit small on the screen over there, but if you want to get the full picture, you can go to my Instagram. My Instagram handle is @Soraya Goddard, and you can screenshot this and really take a look at, are you clearly stating the problems that you solve? Are you sharing with people that you've helped other people before in the past? Are you telling your story and sharing your journey? And are you painting a picture of where you want to take people in the future and documenting the little fun things in your day? Take a look, evaluate your social media, and I would love to hear if this really helped anyone. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
Hey friends, I hope you enjoyed Secrets to Marketing Your Wellness MLM. Before you go though, I have something for you. If you are looking to grow your audience online via social media so that you can have people getting excited about your products and reaching out to you to learn more, then you need my cheat sheet that has 50 health and wellness Facebook Live topics that will attract an audience to you. It also walks you through the secret 4-part formula that you can follow on both Facebook and Instagram that is proven to have people reaching out to you. And when you get it, I am also sending you guys an audio file for those of you who love to listen to the information on the go. You can get both of those things at www.sorayagoddard.com/podcast. Again, that's sorayagoddard.com/podcast. SORAYAGODDARD.com/podcast. Thanks so much. Chat soon.